young prince is fully prepared for his eventual destiny. Because of this, specific ceremonial honors and future peerages have been formally set aside for George. These designations represent immense prestige. Prince William also holds significant influence over these matters. As the future king, William is fiercely protective of his mother's legacy and his children's positions. William believes the monarchy must remain strictly defined by royal birth. Allowing step-relatives to gain formal titles would confuse the public. It would dilute the ancient meaning of royal honors. William's vision for the future is clear and uncompromising. His children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, are the priority. Everyone else must sit outside the royal circle. This created an invisible tension inside the palace. King Charles was caught directly in the middle. On one side was his beloved wife, asking for recognition for her family. On the other side was his heir, demanding absolute adherence to royal protocol. In the end, the king had to choose the institution. He chose ancient tradition over personal sentiment. The official decree went forward as planned. Prince George's elevated royal standing was formally solidified. Camilla's worst nightmare was confirmed. Her family will always be outsiders to the crown. However, the story does not end there. To fully understand the weight of this decision, one must look closely at the royal household's history. For centuries, stepchildren and step-grandchildren have walked the halls of power without formal titles. Yet, Camilla believed her unique situation might break that mold. She had worked closely alongside Charles through difficult years. She helped rebuild the public perception of the crown. She sacrificed her private life for the monarchy. Because of this dedicated service, she quietly hoped for a gentle departure from precedent. She believed a minor honorary title for Freddie would send a message of unity. It would signal that the modern royal family was inclusive. It would show that step-relatives were valued members of the king's household. But royal protocol is remarkably unforgiving. The senior palace courtiers held private discussions on the matter. They analyzed constitutional precedents going back generations. Their final verdict was undeniable. Granting titles to non-royal step-grandchildren would create a dangerous legal precedent. It could open the door to endless requests from extended family members. It could trigger public backlash over taxpayer-funded royal privileges. When King Charles reviewed the report, he understood the legal necessity. He knew that protecting the monarchy meant making painful personal choices. This created a visible emotional distance at public gatherings. Observers noticed subtle changes during official family events. While Prince George stood beside the king in formal positions, Camilla's family remained seated in general guest sections. The physical distance reflected the legal barrier. It was a stark visual representation of who belongs and who does not. This is where another layer of complexity arises. Prince William's role in this outcome cannot be understated. As the Prince of Wales, William is responsible for managing the Duchy of Cornwall. He controls vast resources and holds immense authority over future royal affairs. William has always maintained a cordial, respectful relationship with Camilla. He appreciates the happiness she brings to his father. However, when it comes to the structure of the monarchy, William is uncompromising. He remembers the struggles of his late mother, Princess Diana. He is determined that the legacy of the royal family remains centered on Diana's children and grandchildren. William views any attempt to elevate Camilla's biological family as a step too far. Sources close to the Prince of Wales suggest he was direct during private discussions. He expressed respect for Camilla's devotion to duty. Yet, he drew a firm line regarding royal titles. He made it clear that Prince George's training and status must take complete priority. There could be no room for compromise. The decisions concerning royal peerages had to remain absolute. Faced with this united front, Queen Camilla realized her efforts were exhausted. She understood that challenging the decision would only create public scandal. She chose to accept the ruling in silence. Yet, the emotional wound remains deep. Every time Prince George is presented with a new duty, the contrast becomes sharper. George is stepping into a world of grand state dinners, formal training, and global representation. Freddie Parker Bowles returns to the quiet life of an ordinary British citizen. He will attend normal schools. He will pursue a standard career. He will never bear a royal prefix. For Camilla, watching two different paths unfold for children she loves is heartbreaking. It is a quiet, ongoing tragedy within a very public life. It highlights the immense sacrifice required of those who enter the royal family. You can win the crown, but you cannot rewrite the bloodline. This dynamic offers a rare look inside the reality of royal power. Behind the glittering tiaras and grand ceremonies lies a cold, calculated system. It is a system built on survival and continuity. It prioritizes the crown above all personal feelings. King Charles has shown that even his love for his wife cannot bend the rules of the institution. Prince George's future as the ultimate heir is secure and protected. Queen Camilla's family remains outside the historic gates. The divide between royal blood and step-relatives remains as wide as ever. It is a sharp reminder that in the House of Windsor, tradition always wins. This painful contrast will linger for years to come. As Prince George grows into his elevated role, the spotlight will only brighten. He will learn to navigate the immense responsibilities of his bloodline. Meanwhile, Queen Camilla will continue her duties as Queen Consort with quiet dignity. She will support her husband through every official engagement. She will represent the nation on the world stage. Yet, beneath her calm public persona, the emotional truth remains unchanged. Her family will never hold a permanent place in the royal line. Her grandson will remain an affectionate spectator to history, nothing more. It is the bittersweet reality of Camilla's life at the top of the firm. She achieved what many thought impossible by becoming queen. Yet, she remains powerless against the strict laws of succession. The crown belongs strictly to Charles, to William, and to George. This remarkable chapter in royal history proves that the monarchy's rules are absolute. Personal relationships may flourish behind closed doors. Yet, when the official state books are written, only bloodlines matter. Prince George steps forward into a historic, grand destiny. Queen Camilla must navigate the quiet pain of a family left behind. Do you think King Charles was right to strictly enforce bloodline rules, or should step-grandchildren be given royal honors? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep analysis, please subscribe for more stories behind the royal headlines.